Yo, it's Yafeuh Balogun back again, street reporter with my good comrade Eater Ref. Eater Ref, you know what I'm saying? And I had some good experiences with Eater Ref, and one particular time, I think on March 15, 2016, when I was organizing with the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, the Black Riders Liberation Party came down with us to Dallas, Texas, and we eventually traveled together collectively down to Austin, Texas. You know what I'm saying? So I got experiences with Eater Ref. You know what I'm saying? He's an organizer, a community leader, a writer. He has a hell of a resume. You know what I'm saying? And I'm honored to even know this man. I talk to him sometimes. Sometimes he'll hit me up. I'm honored to know him, communicate with him. I asked him to come on. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't planning to come on. This is something that we did impromptu. And the reason why I asked him is because this man got a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, a lot of understanding, and he right there in Oakland, California. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna tell us what it is and what it ain't. You know, one subject that I think sticks out to a lot of us out here is when folks talk about Kwanzaa, and a lot of folks got problems around Karanga. Some folks don't. You know what I'm saying? Some folks don't care. Some folks with it. You know what I'm saying? I did hear and read about what Geronimo Pratt said. You know what I'm saying? He said some things, but I just really wanted to talk to Eater Ref about it because he right there locally, and he know a lot of the folks that were players in that time that's still alive and still active today. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling today, Eater Ref?
Oh man, I'm feeling good, man. You know what I'm saying? Representing the real revolutionary reason for the season, man. And that's the liberation of black people. The struggle continues, man. I'm just saying, man, it's the last month of the year. It's time to reflect on the victories and the motherfucking losses that took place, you feel me, in the campaign. You feel me? The campaign for the hearts and minds of the people, you feel me? Push this Panther Planet shit. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And it's on the West Coast because the original Black Panther Party for Self-Defense was created on the West Coast, and like let me get this straight, because I'm you know what I'm saying, I don't represent no regionalism. Like I said, it's Panther Planet. So I'm aware that there was various Panther formations that was around prior to the formation that was cultivated by Dr. Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale. You feel me? Minister of Defense Huey P. Newton and the chairman Bobby Seale. But the first people to represent Black Panther Party as a party and an organization. I'm not talking about just using the logo. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just talking about just even like just calling themselves that. They put their foot forward as far as establishing, you know what I'm saying, the pecking order and the rank and file, you feel me, the vanguard position of what it is to be a Black Panther, as it being a self-defense political organization, not just a political organization in the sense of electoral politics, whether it be local, national, or even international, because most of it was international anyway. If you're talking about revolutionary politics, you know what I'm saying? Because we was inspired by the national independence struggles of the continents of Africa, and the countries that got national independence in the continent in the continent of Africa, Central, South America. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. And this was because we paid attention to Malcolm. And when Malcolm was pushing Black nationalism, he was still learning the certain nationalistic struggle type of activity that was going on, you feel me, with the national independence struggle of countries like Tanzania, like Mozambique, like specifically for more notably, if that's the right word, Kenya, the Mau Mau. You feel me? You said the Mau Mau, it needs to be a Mau Mau in America. You feel me? And in California, the California penal prison system, you know what I'm saying, the concentration camp system, being students of Malcolm, because Malcolm was like the example of the revolutionary transformation inside the concentration camp, right? You feel me? Character reform and the commitment to black liberation struggle. You feel me? National independence, black nationalism, right? You feel me? Beyond any religious, even if it is, religion, people use religion for black liberation theology and whatnot. You feel me? Or I'm talking about like just politically, right? So you people just looking at Malcolm X on that level, because of that, because of looking at Malcolm led people to the Mau Mau. You feel me? And when people were studying the Mau Mau, there was a lot of politics inside the prison system that, what I'm saying, that still exists within most of these tribal street formations today. Now, I ain't gonna go into the detail of all that because, a lot of this shit is shrouded in secrecy. You feel me? But to know that much when we talking about the Mau Mau, or we talking about Tanzania, Julius Nyerere, the father of the Ujima villages, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why Swahili is the national or the international, the universal African language is Swahili. You feel me? And in California, man, the culture that bled so much into the underground or the subculture, even in the streets. You go hear motherfuckers use Swahili, not even knowing Swahili. Like to us, we was thinking that shit like regular slang. You feel me? Adamu, a Kiwe, or Nguruwe, or Waupis, or you know what I'm saying? What's the other word called? The Saguni. You know what I'm saying? Most of the niggas from the town know what the fuck I'm talking about. You feel me? Like it's even not just the town, Oakland, but you feel like I see in California and LA, you feel me, in the Bay Area, for the Bay to LA, you feel me, from Dago to motherfucking Portland. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of these Africanisms that, say, even within the street gangbang politics, which was carried over based off of the consciousness that was raised in prison, right? You feel me? A lot of these same principles was around back in the 60s, even prior to the Black Panther Party, the US movement, because Kwanzaa was created by the person of the US movement known as Ron Karanga, Karanga.
Let me ask you this question. It's good you
Yeah.
brought that up. It's good you brought that up, man. Let me tell you. Let me just kind of give you my very brief history. Very brief history. My city got original Panthers in this city, and in Dallas, a lot of the original Panthers agreed with Huey P. Newton. Okay. Now there was some factualism that existed because there was some Panthers in Dallas that also agreed with Eldridge Cleaver. But unfortunately, what happened? Geronimo Pratt came to Dallas, and he was with the ones that was with under Eldridge Cleaver, aside with Eldridge Cleaver, and he got caught by an agent. Okay, his name was Curtis Gaines. So Curtis Gaines helped get Geronimo Pratt caught in Dallas, and so the 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 side of the Panthers that agreed with Eldridge, they kind of dissipated, and then what was left over was those that agreed with Huey, and because they agreed with Huey, by the time that I came into existence or kind of knew what was going on, when I talked about Kwanzaa, I heard it first from them about Kwanzaa, and so
The pro Huey or the pro Eldridge?
the pro Huey, the pro Huey, but kind of anti Kwanzaa position. I guess I should say.
Was the pro Eldridge comrades more leaning towards anti Kwanzaa or pro Kwanzaa?
You know what, brother? To be honest with you, there's only a couple of people that's out there that was a part of that cadre that was pro Eldridge, and the ones that are pro Eldridge, they don't even deal with the community on that love anymore. The only ones that's out here now are the ones
Or
that was
pro
pro
Huey?
Huey. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So when I had these conversations about Kwanzaa, I got it from them, and then also, you know what I read? I read Elaine Brown's book, and so in reading Elaine Brown's book combined with that, kind of put me in the position.
Solidified.
Yeah, it solidified
All
it.
right, let me start that. Let me start right there.
Go
See,
ahead.
Elaine Brown gonna have her bias. Salute to the sisters, but she gonna have her bias because of her direct interactions with Ron Karanga. You feel me? There could be arguments about, you feel me, how the shit even got started. Some people say that it started with somebody putting their hands on Elaine, and Elaine went back and told the comrades, and they went to have a sit down at the Congress. You feel me? So there could be bias on that. The reason why I asked that question, or was they pro elders or um, pro Huey, because there were some comrades that kind of did that. It's that split is so complicated because they were still following the philosophy and ideology of Dr. Huey P. Somerville, but they were practically going about it the elders' way based off of the confusion and the controversy that took place while Huey P. Newton came back home. You feel me? You know, so it's that shit is so complicated because a lot of the elders, people who would say was more pro elders faction, elders was out the country, man. You know what I'm saying? And the only way a lot of people was going to get asylum was based off of the, you know, the connections that elders didn't gain, you know what I'm saying, organizing and developing the intercommunal branch section of the Black Panther Party for self-defense, or the Black Panther Party at that time. You know what I'm saying? So like, and this is based off of my studies. This is based off of me hollering, talking to, you know, elder comrades. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to my comrade, Elder Freeman. You know what I'm saying? Ronald Freeman. You know, in particular, because they got Freeman brothers. You know, and even that split kind of split them. But you know, because from what it seemed like, you know, Roland, rest in peace to him too, was more leaning towards the elders based off of his devotion to um Geronimo. You feel me? But I don't know I don't know the details between that. All I know is, you know, Ronald was still organizing in Oakland at the time. And in Oakland it was pro Huey. You know what I'm saying? So Ronald was help organize not only the well a book I can refer without talking too much about it. Fly Forbes, Will You Die With Me? And you'll see what position that Ronald Freeman played in the organization, because they had, you know, there was an attempt to separate the above ground from the underground. You feel me? But then at the same time, there was no direct confrontational political element, um, confrontational political element to engage with the state, to organize street soldiers and warriors from the street to engage with too much confrontation against the state after the Black Panther Party went through the, what do you call, the survival pending revolution stage. You know, this is what I call the New Testament Huey. After he came home, after he cultivated the ideology of intercommunalism while he was in jail, and decided to apply different elements of struggle. You feel me? By splitting the underground with the above ground. You feel me? But because the underground comrades had to be politicized, the politics was still based off of experience. So the experience of the above ground political shit was electoral politics on a local scale. You know what I'm saying? Some people could say it's reformist. Some people could say that no, their game with their role was to develop and build a base of political power. You feel me? People's power. You know what I'm saying? The Black Panther Party, we sticking on Pantherism off of Mao Zedong, teaches us the political power grows out the barrel of the gun. We still understand that the politics is the people, the power of the potential power to wage an armed struggle, a higher level of violence against the power structure, against the white supremacy, against capitalism, imperialism. You know what I'm saying? So in order to build that kind of base, we would utilize certain contradictions of local politics, electoral politics, kind of in the way that we was learning from, you know, the SNCC, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, the 10 and the block vote type of initiatives that was being taken place. You feel me? And that's that. Some of that type of organizing is still taking place to this day. That shit ain't never died. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of break offs of that. What's taking place in Oakland right now? A lot of that is based off of that. Whether some people turned it more reformist, or rather some people turned it more radical. You feel me? Either way, the ideals and the principles make it to where certain contradictions cannot be covered, cannot be hidden anymore. As far as the role capitalism plays in when it comes to the ballot. That's why we still push, Dr. Khalid Muhammad's principle of bullet or the bullet. It's the bullet or the bullet. You feel me? But then at the same time, the ballot has a lot to do with how the bullets get structured on mainstream politics. You feel me? A lot of legislation that's aimed at disarming the people, just like the Mulford Acts. They got a whole bunch of type of armed um modern day Mulford Act. You feel me? I wrote an article on that, the armed prohibited person system. You feel me? That shit was aimed at, you feel me, making sure that California is not an open carry state. You feel me? Because they know. They know about the history, you feel me? That the level of confrontation, just the energy that, what I'm saying, that people have carried, that black people have carried over here from Louisiana by way of Haiti is a certain type of resistance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the shit that we got in our blood come from our Louisiana great grandparents and shit like that. You feel me? And the great grandparents from Louisiana and Mobile, Alabama. You feel me? That shit come from like Haitian Revolution type shit though. You feel me? The roots of this shit go deep. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to resistance and it comes to the Maroons and it comes to just the lineage of black liberation struggle. You feel me? Like the Louisiana Haitian connection is the melting pot of what that is the what you got with California.
Well, let
And
me ask you this
then
question.
With New York, what you got is the Gullah Wars and the Seminole Wars
Mm.
cultivated into the New York struggle. If you read Asada Shakur, Saladin Shakur, this whole Shakur family, or you feel me, anybody who got from New York and they got family from South Carolina, uh, certain parts of Georgia. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
The eastern, southern sea. You feel me? Their ancestors have engaged in a lot of warfare against, even down to the Civil War. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a
So
question.
this shit been carried down. But I think I
Let,
lost
let,
my
let,
point.
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. See, you brought up Louisiana,
Yeah.
and you brought up the Gullah people in South Carolina. Do you think that spirituality plays an impact in like the revolution? Cause you
Yeah.
cause you brought up, okay, you do. Can you explain that uh a little bit?
Yeah. But I'm gonna spit it like a panther though.
Go ahead, go ahead.
So, Black Panthers believe in dialectical materialism, concrete, well, that's just our way of analyzing, concrete analysis of concrete conditions, right? So I'm only going, but on some African spiritual shit, we understand that the metaphysical is not separate from the physical, and we believe in the constant transfer of energy. We believe that all living things and human are connected. We believe that um what black people as melanin, what we represent is a connection to the cosmos, is connected to, um the all-seeing energy of creation and recreation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, um there's been certain levels of holistic healing that was carried on through the surviving Africanisms of Maroonage. Um, I'm talking about, the shit that your grandma told you, you feel me, when you get injured or you get hurt, you know what I'm saying? When she get the herbs and spices and shit like that, you know, and because we lost a lot of that and so-called modernized our tradition of wellness and health care, you feel me? We haven't been able to thrive that much our health collectively as black people is kind of fucked up. But because we're mostly superhuman as being the original man, you feel me? We still survived a lot of this shit. You feel me? And in our subconscious, we are able to apply some of these things that we learned from grandma, grandpa, you know what I'm saying, and the elders and the ancestors of our community, shit that we would look at as, voodoo or just certain rituals or certain traditions that have been carried down. You feel me? That was able to survive. You know what I'm saying? And because we are in the information age and communication, transportation, a lot of that shit is just made the world so small. History is not hard to find anymore, and we're able to reconstruct and recover a lot of the cultural shit that was stripped from us. You feel me? So there's a whole renaissance of holistic wellness, workout. You know what I'm saying? Like it's mainstream now. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Sebi put a lot of shit on the map. Dr. Layla Africa put a lot of shit on the map. You know what I'm saying? So that practically, when it comes to wellness, it goes hand in hand with spirituality based off of a certain type of discipline on what you put in your body and how you treat your body and things like that. Me, I'm a fat nigga. So you feel me? I'm not. I don't apply as much as I should be, but I'm aware of the shit. You feel me? And I'm constantly in the transformation, into the practical transformation into trying to apply it. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, I'll say it like this, man. Um, the Black Panthers, for the most part, because they were based off of the Marxist Leninist ideal that religion was the opiate of the people. What they end up doing, what they did was they kind of isolated themselves away from a lot of black people. You know what I'm saying? It almost like in a revolutionary cultist manner. That was what Huey P. Newton called it. Like then we divorced ourselves from the people and became revolutionary cultists. He may have interpreted different, but now from what I'm able to see, what he might not have been able to see, a lot of it was our rejection and disconnection from our spiritual inclination as black people. You feel me? And that's why the Nation of Islam was able to survive. You feel me? Through all the other shit, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the spiritual incline, you know, oath type of organizations, saying stood the test of time. You know what I'm saying? So black liberation theology, the implementation of spirituality, you know what I'm saying? Like Dr. Khalid Muhammad said, you feel me, our God and our gun. I think is very, very when it comes to black people, you know, I can't speak for every other people, but atheism ain't really African, bro. I'm just keeping 100. Like atheism is not African, you know, and that has its pros and cons. But sometimes, we be so spiritual, you know what I'm saying, we don't be practical with our with the material. You know what I'm saying? We're looking for the high and by in the sky, the pie in the sky after we die. You feel me? Instead of looking for something sound on the ground while we still around. You know what I'm saying? So, but that becomes with the pros and cons, the dialectics, you know what I'm saying? Whatever works, works, whatever doesn't work, doesn't work. But you can't find out what doesn't work if you don't discover it and examine it. You know what I'm saying? Um, even within the conscious community, a lot of people right now are pushing like an anti-ancient Egypt Kemet campaign because they feel like too much focus has been put on Kemet and ancient Egypt. You feel me? And there's not enough focus on West African traditions or even East African or any other African traditions. But what we're doing while doing that and labeling the ones who try to preserve the Kemetic traditions as an African culture, we're kind of giving that shit to the Arabs down there. And we acting as if, you feel me, that shit, like the ancient Kemet don't come from Nubia and ancient Nubia ain't directly connected to West Africa. You know what
Man,
I'm saying?
I just had a conversation on that like a day ago. It's interesting that you just brought that up. It's interesting that you just brought that up. Wow. That's on point.
You
I
know,
agree with you. I agree with you.
So, yeah, but at the same time, the first element of what now this is just a theory, this isn't fact, but I would say the first practice of what would be considered capitalism was in ancient Egypt. And that shit is corrosive. It actually led to the fall and the destruction of ancient Egypt and the Kush Empire. Capitalism, free market, free trade. You feel me? Free market, free trade, and competition. Led to the destruction. Based off of what I analyze off of the destruction of black civilization by Chancellor Williams in the book. You know what I'm saying? Um, However, our communal economics might have been a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Once we start, expanded as an empire, I'm talking about ancient Egypt, for example, we allowed the places that they civilized on the outside to kind of like build their nationalism up and then attack the inner core of ancient Egypt and pushed them back to Thebes, pushing back to Nubia, then they're back to Ethiopia. And you know what I'm saying? A whole group of amalgamated, miscegenated groups of people then nationalized on their own shit. You feel me? Which is what we see as the Arabs now, which is just Africans mixed with Greco-Romans. They nationalized amongst themselves enough to be cool enough with the Romans and Greeks, and then be cool enough with the Nubian, Ethiopian people. You feel me? As far as trades to play both sides. You feel me? But there was a lot of warfare tribally between Nubia, between Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt, and then Egypt and Upper Egypt, meaning closer towards the south, and Lower Egypt talk about the north. You feel me? That clash. You feel me? That kind of created a lot of the colorism and a lot of that stuff. But that even that even follows through with the whole teachings of Karanga, you feel me? Because he introduced a lot of the shit as far as like the Husia, right? And you know, the problem with that was, the black capitalism part at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Charging people to buy their culture back. You know what I'm saying? It was the reason why Ronald Reagan was able to fund a lot of Ron Karanga's operation, because the raising of consciousness that was taking place at that time, black capitalism had to make a stand to suppress all of the socialist leaning black liberation theology, that was black liberation ideology that was taking place at that time.
Do you think
So
that's a
that's why.
contradiction?
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
yes, it is. It is. Because if your politics is Kawaida, right, and you're promoting communalism, which is really what Kawaida is supposed to be. You're promoting cooperative economics, you know what I'm saying, which is based off of Tanzania, Julius Nyerere. You feel me? Julius Nyerere was a socialist, bro. He wasn't no capitalist. You feel me? Tanzania, the leader of the Tanzania national independence struggle was a communist, socialist, bro. Feel me? The people who was provided the the asylum for our comrades, the longest one of the longest held comrades, Bob the Sea and Pete O'Neill, Tanzania. You feel me? That is a socialist leaning communalist politics you know what I'm saying, country. You know what I'm saying? And in solidarity with, you know what I'm saying, the Mozambique and the Angola struggle. You feel me? So, but then it would be like black capitalism versus white capitalism, Christmas versus Kwanzaa. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to go with that. Which, yeah. I'll be there in a second. I'll be there. All right. So you have that, and then you have all that going on, and you have the contradictions. You know what I'm saying? And when I just seen the Black Panther Party have you know ads in their newspaper about Christmas. You know what I'm saying? but it was promoting armed self defense. It was like, Mama, what do we want? I want guns and bombs and grenades type shit. You know what I'm saying? So and the Kwanzaa one, they was promoting they was promoting the economic part of it, but they didn't promote anything to antagonize the state, and that's what made it soft. The cultural nationalism was their spirituality was spiritual escapism. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't really hearing too much about no Ogun or whatever, nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like Haitian Revolution type stuff. In certain circles, especially like RNA type of stuff, motherfuckers who was able to carry on that tradition. You feel me? But I don't know. I gotta go in a second though. But one last thing you want me to cover before we
Man,
close up?
just slightly, as much as you can. What cover John Huggins and our Prentice Buncher Carter. What you know about those two individuals, being that you in, I know that you're in Oakland. What you know about those comrades?
Yeah. So Bunchy Carter and John Huggins was assassinated UCLA Campbell Hall on January 17th, 1969. Um, a few of the soldiers that were a part of the organization of us, United Slaves, already had a lot of tension between the Black Panther Party, even in its inception, based off of the Black Congress and who would have the more control over the consensus of the politics and the directions of what was going to be. This type of shit takes place in all the BSUs all over the place.
Black student
I had to say
unions.
that. Yeah, black student unions, man, it be folk. but, but man, what I'm saying, the specific people who were the gunmen, the Steiner brothers, um, they were already members of a lot of prison abolition formations, or prison black liberation formations. All right, all right, all right. Okay, okay, okay. I'm coming.
Well, don't let us
So,
hold you, comrade. Don't let us hold you.
yeah. So look.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's the biggest contradiction when it comes to the whole thing, was the contradiction between, you feel me, between those two. In certain circles they accept, you feel me, because of because of um the role that he played in different organizations. You know what I'm saying?
right.
You can say what you say about Ron Karanga, you feel me? But Ron Karanga was the 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 minister of culture of the Republic of New Africa at the time. So are you gonna throw away the whole Republic of New Africa too? Guilty by association? Are you gonna throw away the underground Mau Mau brothers that was a part of the cultivation of the Black Gorilla family at the time, that certain members that was a part of the whole situation, even to this day of the prison abolition, you feel me, or that they play a role, like they are hand in hand with some of the people who they had shootouts with. So for us to perpetuate a lot of that shit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Mama C celebrate Kwanzaa, bro. Mama C, you feel me? Um, uh, Erica Huggins, Erica Huggins celebrate Kwanzaa, bro. You feel
Mm.
me? So like, what are you saying exactly? Are you holding on to the shit, or are you just, are you evolving? You feel me? And if everybody got a right to their own practice, participation, and their condemnation of it at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I'm gonna say.
Right on, right on. Well, we appreciate you. This has been Yafeuh Balogun, Street Reporter. Like, share, subscribe. Definitely appreciate you, Eat Rough, for jumping on. We ain't gonna hold you no further. I know you gotta get to the family, bro. Peace and power.
Yes, sir. Black Power.